Hello and welcome back to Midnight Who Extra, and tonight we just got done watching the episode Smile with the emoji bots. Now, normally I would be doing a recap, but as I'm trying my hardest to forget this episode even exists, that's going to be very difficult to do a recap on. So, basically, the Doctor and Bill show up at a place. They walk in and they find these robots with emojis for faces. They wander around and discover that nobody's there. While there, they also realize that the bots had been killing the emojis, that the bots had been killing the people, and using their bones as fertilizer. The Doctor comes up with the plan to blow up the ship. He almost succeeds until Bill finds a person on the ship. Then the Doctor realizes that this place is actually inhabited, but the people that are there are just in stasis. They haven't woken up yet. The people, after learning about what the dots are doing, take up arms and attempt to kill the robots, but instead almost end up getting massacred themselves. And then the Doctor resets the emoji bots and offers to become an intermediary between the two species, because the emoji bots are now a species and not just a creation by the humans. And then they left. Yeah, that was the whole recap of the episode.
What the heck are you doing here?
I don't know. I was told to sit here.
Oh, you're going to be in our lovely Smile review.
I need a bit more than...
Okay, never mind. I don't want to know what you did. So, we just got done with Smile, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I am going to be the discussion person. The Watcher is over here on the couch.
Hello.
I'm still not sure why I'm here.
Because why not? Okay, let's start with the discussion with, what do you think of the emoji bots?
I think they're a bit weird.
They're a weird monster?
Kind of creepy.
I think they're a little bit more creepy, at least than the Candyman from way back when.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, good, the Candyman. So, what did you think of it, my friend?
I thought that they were very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good premise, but I don't feel like they executed it well. They weren't very deadly.
Yeah.
It was actually the bots, the cloud.
The clouds were the more deadly. Well, I will say, when we first got introduced to these emoji bots, in the trailer, I was like, what are you doing? But I think they were executed very well. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
They had a very good kind of feeling to them. They were very creepy, very dark, but I was actually surprised how creepy they were.
They also added the suspense as the bots crept up on.
Because they weren't fast moving. They were like, da-da.
Da-da.
Yeah. Let's see. How do you like that most of this episode was just a two-hander between the Doctor and Bill?
I thought it was okay.
You think
it was
that
a good way to introduce Bill as a companion.
Yeah. I do agree. I think that was a very solid approach.
I like the fact that she was combative, but not overbearing. She kind of just let the Doctor do his thing, and was happy when she figured out what he was doing.
I do agree. I think the taking the two-hander approach was a very smart idea. It allowed their relationship to still continue and build up. And I think that was
especially like the way they got rid of Nardole.
Well, Nardole was like the mom of the episode, wasn't he?
Yes.
It's like, you should not be traveling, you know?
And to reference Class,
yes,
Nardole was like the mom who walks into the girl in the room. Are you talking to a boy?
Yeah. Great.
And it kind of reminded me of Nardole.
That voice. But I think it was necessary. Now, speaking of that, do you think the relationship between Bill and the Doctor is improving? You know, do you think it's getting better, or are they just very good together automatically?
I don't think either. I think that they both are rough. They create friction.
Yeah.
And that friction is what makes it different than every other companion. Not every other, but a lot of the past two companions.
Yeah. It feels a fresh new start. And I think Bill asks the right questions. And she doesn't push her way into it.
Bill isn't stupid.
Yeah. And she's not the
But
leader.
she doesn't act like she knows everything from the from the start, even though she's new to the whole time travel game.
Yes. So, Collector, what do you think of the relationship?
A relationship with whom?
Between Bill and the Doctor.
Between Bill and the Doctor? They have a relationship? Did I miss something?
The companionship.
No, he's a tutor.
Do you think it's improving in this episode?
Oh. That. Yeah. Okay.
We'll come back. So what do you think of the
Alright.
idea that you just had to stay happy? Happy.
You know, I'm sorry, but I can't stop thinking of that song.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm on my phone.
Don't worry, be happy.
Is that ruining it up? Let's talk about the Doctor being wrong all the time in this whole episode, thinking they were coming, but really they were just in hibernation.
They were already there.
Yes. What do you think of that?
I think you should have seen that coming.
Yes. But 3, 2, 1. Doctor being wrong in his idea. He was thinking they were coming, but really...
I
Over
also really liked that, too.
Yeah.
Because they made the Doctor smart,
No.
but he was almost
Too smart.
too smart
Yeah.
for his own good.
Yeah.
And it led to him discovering things unlike they had been
Yeah.
in the Matt Smith, David Tennant era. And I'm really enjoying this season.
So we thought, and I like how it's leading episode after episode. It's not just stopping then coming back, which, you know, like continuing-ish. So what did you think of the people being asleep in the pods?
I think the Doctor should have seen that coming. I mean, they've had pods before, haven't they?
Well, sometimes he forgets, I guess.
Sorry, I'm sort of mesmerized by the fire.
That's great. So what do you think of the resolution of this episode? Do you think it was kind of rushed, or was it just perfect?
I don't believe it was rushed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
The humans faced a threat.
Yeah.
They had just been destroyed of their world, or their world had been destroyed, or whatever happened, and they moved on to a new world.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and realize that everyone that had been awake before
Yeah.
was dead.
Yeah.
And who is the enemy?
Yeah.
Who's killing them?
Yeah.
It's the emoji bots. Okay, it's time to defend
Yeah.
our species.
Yes. Yeah.
And the way that the Doctor treated them as a new species
Yeah.
pays homage to the new series
Yeah.
as well of the After the Time War.
Yeah. I think this episode did a very good job with the conflict.
Yes.
But I also like how this episode was very futuristic looking. It was very
Yes.
it was very good with the futuristicness. Do you agree?
It's sci-fi. I mean,
Yeah.
it was...
Yeah.
You could obviously tell when they went from a colony to the spaceship.
Yeah, it was very good. They did that very good transition. Now, before we get to the last big question I got, is that opening with the emoji bots, you know, with the people, it was very creepy, wasn't it? How, please be happy, you know, it's like, what do you mean? I like that opening. But, yeah.
I don't know. I can understand where the episode came from.
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of to me, paralleled the real world in
Yeah.
a way.
How the world's leading to the end.
The
Yeah.
political correctness
Yeah.
that is seeming to dominate everything.
Now, I think the biggest thing about this episode, the reason that a lot of us was hesitant on it, is that this is from the writer of In the Forest of the Night. An episode
Yeah.
that we are not too fondly of. This is his second episode.
Didn't he also do the moon one?
Nope, that was Peter Harness.
Oh, okay.
He's coming back too.
Oh, no.
He wrote the Zygon 2-parter, which
Oh.
was somewhat okay.
Oh, yes, it's like on two-parter. Yes, that one was good. Okay.
So, do you think this was an improvement over his last episode?
100%.
He felt more like he was able to know the Doctor. I think that was the problem with
Because
the
the first episode,
yeah.
it had potential.
Yeah.
It just never capitalized on it.
This episode actually had the...
This episode did what the other episode was trying to do,
Yeah.
and did it better.
Yeah. Do you agree? That was a better improvement?
An improvement to the last episode?
In the Forest of the Night.
Oh, to the Enforced Night.
Yes. This episode gives us is, what is the Oath? What is this big arc? What do you think? Do you think this is going to be a big arc, small arc, or what do you think?
Well, going on what I said last time,
Mm-hmm.
they did mention Susan
Yes.
last episode.
Yeah.
That was very odd.
Yeah.
And he's a school teacher again. He's
Yeah.
at a school. The role has reversed.
Yes.
And he also mentioned, in my opinion, the Time
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the time more and mistakes past done.
Yeah.
So I suspect it's a accumulation of different people. But
Yeah. I'm curious.
knowing that the Master is coming back,
The old one, not the new version.
makes me wonder
Yeah.
if the painting itself isn't in the vault.
Like the
Gallifrey.
Yeah.
The painting of Gallifrey. I mean, if you think about it, they've never done anything with that.
Yeah.
And they had it
Yeah.
where it should have been continued on.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're leading up to
Yeah.
at the final of the series.
We know that I think they are leading to something interesting. I'm very curious to know what it is, but only time will tell. Collector, what do you think of the oath that he can't leave the planet? He can't leave.
I think if it were that major of a thing, they would have probably mentioned that when he left the planet in the last episode.
But they did say emergency.
I don't recall them saying emergencies.
Okay. When you do your review, I'll let you. So let's give our final thoughts, and I'm going to let you start with the final thoughts. What do you give your thoughts on this episode? What are your final thoughts on Smile?
It started off more exciting than the last one did.
Mm-hmm.
About 5 minutes before the end, the time that I thought it was going to end,
Yeah.
it went to commercial, so I wasn't sure how they were going to finish it
Yeah.
within 5 minutes. It did seem a little bit rushed to me.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of, oh, we forgot an ending, and then threw it all together at the end.
Oh. What do you give out of 10?
Probably a 6, maybe a 7. I'm not a big fan of emojis though, so that takes it down a notch.
Watcher, what are your final thoughts?
Pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I went into this episode expecting it to be horrible.
Yeah.
As the collector said, I'm not that big of a fan of emojis either.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of the fact that the emojis was the way that they communicated.
Mm-hmm.
It was pure emotion. And emotion is the same through every human,
Yeah.
no matter what happens.
Yeah.
No matter what race you came from, you will understand emotions.
Yeah.
And I understood that from the emojis, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with the collector again that the ending was a little rushed.
Yeah.
I felt like they should have had more of the doctor,
Yeah.
the doctor
Yeah.
interacting with the man who seemed to be the leader of the.
Yeah. You think there was not
Insurgents.
enough of that, basically? Yeah.
It was a little rushed, but I can understand why they did that because they were focusing on the doctor and Bill together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would probably have to give this episode an 8 out of 10.
My final thoughts on this one is, now this was the episode I was always saying I'm going to hate. To me, I thought they were going to go too silly with this one. I don't know if you felt that, or any of you felt they're just going to take the emoji thing too silly.
Oh yeah, I was really worried about that.
And I was actually very pleasantly surprised. This was a very mature episode in a way. It brings up a lot of good points, but it was also surprisingly well written, I thought, and it really brought me back a little bit to the classic era. Now, there were still some things I thought could have been a little bit more edited down. Maybe a little bit in the beginning could have been a little bit better. And the ending was, like you said, a little rushed. But if you look past that they were emojis, they were quite scary. The emoji bots were quite scary of a creature.
Incredibly creepy.
I thought this episode was amazing between Bill and the Doctor. I love her questions. She's very inquisitive about what's happening. She's not just standing in the background like, oh, this is happening. She knows when the Doctor's lied to her, like with the map. It's like, you memorized it, didn't you?
But it took her a little while,
Yeah.
and she didn't immediately just
Yeah.
know. So
It takes her that time, but I think this episode was surprisingly written, and I cannot wait to see what happens later. And Nardole was very funny in this episode, just with his one little scene, him being like the Doctor's controller, and I just cannot wait to see what happens with that. And what happens with the vault? It keeps getting mentioned. How much more will it be mentioned throughout the weeks? I guess only time will tell. But I think I'll give this episode, I'm probably going to give it a 7.5 or 8. I think it was a very okay episode. But for a second episode of Doctor Who, I think it really excelled of the season.
especially second episode with a new companion.
Yeah, usually they've been a little iffy sometimes. Sometimes the second episode with a new companion is not always the best.
It's usually just a character piece.
In this one, mixed character piece with a little horror and a little bit of that. And I liked it. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. But
coming back to the
Yeah.
the vault briefly, that
Yeah.
they normally do or they at least they used to do a story arc throughout all the episodes mentioning things, and I think that's probably what the arc is going to be this time is the vaults.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to find out a whole lot of it until close to the finale.
Which I think I'm okay with. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna. This is what were we drinking in this review? Show everyone.
We were drinking a sangria mocktail.
Show it. Show the bottle.
Sangria mocktail.
Show the front so they know what you're talking about.
No alcohol.
Non-alcoholic.
Just we bring that up.
I'm the only one of drinking age, and I choose not to drink.
We bring you mocktails instead. Well, that's it for tonight.
Really quite good though.
Well, that's it for tonight. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
This is the voice in the background signing off. Have a fantastic day.
Have a nice day, everyone.
And you can go check out his review whenever he posts it.
Probably Tuesday. I think Tuesday's a good day for mine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. See you then. Bye, everyone.